Hi, welcome to this video on using Jupyter notebooks to write and run R code. So here's Jupyter's homepage. Jupyter is an open source interactive data science platform for running programming languages. It's primarily used by data scientists to run both Python and R programming languages. We're going to show you today how to use it with R. Okay, so let's get started. We're going to use this document as a reference. So getting started with Jupyter, we're going to go through these first three steps here and we'll mention this fourth step at the end. So the first step is to go ahead and download the free distribution of R in Python called Anaconda. And actually it's going to be listed as a Python installer, and we will use this second step, which is to type in at your command prompt or at your terminal on a Mac this line of code, which will give you the R capability in your Jupyter notebook. And then the third step will be to use Anaconda Navigator to launch a Jupyter notebook, or just simply launch the notebook directly from your taskbar. The last step is, once your notebook is open, or your directory is open in a web browser where you have all your notebooks, if it doesn't open in the right directory, you're going to want to follow these steps in step 4 in bullet point 4 to change up the directory so that it opens up in the right place. So I'm not going to go through these details. You can read about those details here and fix that up in your directory and in your own config file here. Okay, so let's go to these steps. So first you go to Continuum Analytics. So clicking on this link, and we open up here and we're downloading Anaconda, the Python 3.5, this Windows 64-bit graphical installer, or if you're on a Mac, you're installing this one here. Okay, so once you get those downloaded and installed, what you're going to do is open up a command prompt or your terminal on a Mac. I'm here on the H drive, so let me change to the C drive, and I'm just simply from this command prompt going to copy and paste the single line. You run this line. I'm not going to run it, I've already run it, and you will have the R capability. Then if you pin the notebook, so go to your apps, find Anaconda, grab the Jupyter notebook, right click, pin it to the taskbar, and we'll open it up here from the taskbar. It opens in a browser, and here is the directory that you're looking at. So if this isn't the right directory, go back and follow those steps in bullet point 4. So here I'm going to go to Dropbox, go to the course, click on class 3, and there, let's clean this up a bit. So there's a few untitled notebooks here, get rid of that. But what I've got in this directory here in Dropbox is I've got the data file, the CSV file, and I've got a notebook, Python notebook, IPynb extension file that's sitting here. So we're going to work with those two files inside Jupyter. So here we are. I'm going to click on the notebook. It's going to open it up. It opens up the R kernel. If you wanted to open up a new notebook, you can start back here at the directory and say new, and if it's a Python file, you click here. If it's an R file, you click this R kernel here, and it will open up a new notebook. Okay, so we're here in an existing notebook, and what I'm going to do is I'm just going to start here with this second line of code, not the first one. You only need to install packages once on your machine. I've already done that, so you'll want to run this line once on your machine and then never need to run this first line. So I'm going to start down here with this second line of code, and we've got section headings, and we've got markdown comments, and then we've got these cells where our code sits. And to run a cell of code, you just come up here and say, press this play button, and that loads the package. Now let's load the data, and let's take a look at the head and tail of the data. So the first 6 rows and the last 6 rows, good. And so if I were here at this point, I might say, well, admits is one of these columns, and let's go ahead and take a look at the mean of that column. So if I wanted to add a cell, I can click on the plus button. It adds a cell here, and I say mean of baby.df $admits. And if I press play on that cell, I get the overall mean of the admits. And let's say I wanted to insert a cell above and give myself a comment. I would choose, instead of code, this is a markdown, which is a set of comments, and I just say overall mean. And I run that, and that turns into a comment. Okay, so that's it for this video. Thank you for watching.